He was the fifth-round selection in last year's draft out of Maryland from the Los Angeles Chargers. Our television audience and radio audience together saying hello to Tarheeb Still right here on the program. And so where were you on your draft night? Where were you?
I was actually at my grandma's house. I was in the basement. I had family there.
Is this in Jersey?
Yeah, in South Jersey.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot of close people that supported me. And it was kind of nerve-wracking just sitting there waiting, trying to figure out what's going to happen.
Through Thursday night, through Friday night?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just playing the waiting game.
And then Saturday goes?
Yeah. It happened really early on Saturday.
Right.
It was like the second pick of the fifth round, so I wasn't waiting for too long, but it still felt like a really long time.
So whose phone rang? Your phone rang?
Yeah.
Okay. And who was on it?
So actually, Joe Ortiz, the GM, he called me.
Yeah.
But once I seen the area code,
yes,
I was like, oh, California.
Okay.
Yeah. So
then did you hand the phone to Jim?
He handed the phone to him. I talked to Coach Harbaugh for a little bit, and then I also got on the phone with Coach Minner. Talked to him.
Yes.
And then I think maybe Coach Klink was on the phone for a few.
Okay.
And then it was a pretty good moment to spend around my family.
Yeah. And most of those people you were talking to on the phone were people whose days you attempted to wreck, I'm sure, when you were at Maryland.
Yeah, definitely. For sure.
Tell me about your before we get to the here and now, your journey to Maryland. Like, how did you wind up there?
So really growing up, playing football in high school, really played a lot of receiver. And then I started playing more DB, started getting more offers.
Yes.
I started taking visits, college visits. My grandma told me I couldn't go far from home. So then I started looking at schools that were closer. Coach Locksley had just got the job at Maryland. I went down there, I visited him. I liked the environment. I liked where it was at, the location, the people around. It wasn't too far from home. And it just felt like that's the place where I needed to be. Mm-hmm. And I also like the people that was coming in with that class, great guys. So it really all just made sense for me. So then I ended up choosing Maryland, switching from receiver to DB.
Yeah. Why do that?
So really, I was always told, like, playing receiver, you got to rely on a lot of things that happen for you to get the ball. But me, really, I was just trying to find any way I could play, any way I can get on the field. And then my high school coach always told me, like playing DB would lead me to, like, a better path later on. Because obviously everyone wants to score touchdowns and things like that. But really, I just wanted to do what will work for me and really what I could excel at. So I really just switched to DB, and it's been going good.
Well, I mean, the idea that people go from receiver to DB is because they can't catch. Like that. You've heard that scenario, I'm sure.
Definitely.
Exactly. So I would imagine you push back on that notion.
Not yet. I have, people say I have good ball skills, like I'll be able to track the ball, catch the ball, things like that. So I don't think me switching from receiver to DB was that the inability to catch. I would just say it's knowing what's going to happen, feel for routes, things like that.
Yeah, and I think you're right. Like, the receiver is clearly the most ball-dependent position on offense, right? The running back just gets it right there from the quarterback. Right. You have to run your route. The defense has got to be in a certain scenario. You have to read your defense. You got to make sure the quarterback also has enough time to throw, and that's not in your control. There's a lot of non-controllables, which is why I think, in all honesty, a lot of receivers are talkers, because they literally have to speak up to say, I'm here, I'm open, get me the ball. And on defense, there's a lot more of what you can control to get the ball, right?
Yeah,
I kind of picked up on that.
I would just say the defense is really, obviously you have to know the scheme, know what you're doing and where to be. But ultimately, it's really just make a play on the ball. You don't have to rely on someone trying to throw the ball to you or go get the ball. Right. It's really just tackle the guy that has the ball or stop the guy from catching it. So,
and speaking again as a Michigan Wolverine, Maryland is always the game before Ohio State, the week before Ohio State. And I Locksley scares me as a Michigan fan because I really like him. I really like he's smart, and he's got you guys whipped up, and he's got you guys focused, and that is always a scary game for me as a Wolverine fan. And I know Locksley did interview with the Jets this year for their open position. So I'm wondering what you like about him, what you think makes him a great coach.
I would just say Coach Locks, he really understands his players. He relates to them. And he really wants to see everybody win, whether it's either next level football or whether it's in life. So he always preaches to graduate, get your degree. And then he really just wants to see guys win. He does a lot for them. He puts a lot of time into it. And then he also has a lot of resources available for us. We had like a mentorship program. So he put us with mentors with really successful people in the business world, or like their dentists, or just a lot of different fields.
Who did he hook you up with?
So my guy, his name is Sean Murphy. So he's really into tech, like IT stuff. So I still talk to him to this day. I actually just seen him recently at a Maryland basketball game.
Right.
But it's really just building relationships that will last past football, past whether like it's the NFL, just throughout life.
So you can fix our computers here?
I'm not that good yet, but soon.
Just didn't know. I mean, right now you're in the Chargers Genius Bar right now.
Yeah.
So your favorite Jim Harbaugh story? Please deliver it to me.
See, I got a lot, but
even in just 1 year, huh?
Yeah, because Harbaugh is different. Like, I would just say he's different in a good way, though, because he's himself. He's always going to be himself, no matter what time it is. And then he's Coach Harbaugh 24/7. I mean, I love the guy to death, but I would say my favorite story, I might have told this before, though, but
go for it.
It was just a random day where we have a team meeting. So we're all in the team meeting in the morning, and he's like, I woke up at 3 a.m., and I was staring at the ceiling. I was thinking, today's not just any day, it's today. And like everybody's laughing and all that, so I was laughing, things like that. But like, once you really think about it, like it's not just any day, it's today. So like, what are you gonna do with it? How are you gonna maximize it? How are you gonna take a step to move forward to achieve what you want to do? So I would say his stories or his lessons sound cheesy, but they have real things or real meanings behind them.
Has there anything that he said required interpretation for you, where some of the guys in the room were like, what did he just say? And then you all had to get together to discuss the meaning of it?
I would say that happens kind of a lot. Like he says a lot of stuff, and the guy's like, what does that mean? And then like, we'll be talking about it the rest of the day, and then we'll get to the bottom of it. We'll figure out what he means. And it's like, oh, that really makes sense. But I mean, a lot of times he really just speaks from the heart, or he speaks from how he feels, because he really just wants to help a lot of people. He wants to see people win, stuff like that. So he really just finds different ways to relate to people, or different stories or different messages that can touch different people.
How do you think that translates to a successful season like you guys had last year? Now, obviously, it was your first year in the NFL, so you don't have a frame of reference about the previous year, but it didn't go very well. So that's why the Chargers were 5th overall on the clock last year. But now you're coming off of a playoff berth season.
Right.
How did that translate to wins, do you think?
I would just say when people talk about culture, I would say that's really real with the Chargers, because that's something that it's something that's like in action. Like he puts it in action, like it's like our habits, our behaviors, things like that. But then really just the vibe around the building, the energy everybody has, and then everybody's all on one accord. It's all transparent. Everybody knows what's going on. There's a lot of communication, and then really I would say our veteran players, they really buy in, and then it's like from the top down. So if our veteran players and the best players on our team are bought in and they're following everything that Coach Harbaugh wants us to do, then everybody else just follows them. So really, I would just say it starts from the top. And then really guys like Justin Herbert, Khalil Mack, Derwin James, guys like that really are just great leaders. So Coach Harbaugh gives them the message and gets them to be on board with what we want to do, and then everybody else just follows them. So I think it's a really good system that we have, and he puts a lot of trust in the players. So that's why I think it really works.
Have you picked off Herbert in practice?
Definitely.
How many
times? That's my guy, though.
How many times?
A few. See, Justin's a good guy, though. I remember one time I picked him off early on when I first got up here. We were in Costa Mesa. He came to me in the locker room. He was like, now you're going to have to do it again. So meaning he's going to come at me again and throw the ball at me again. So he's a super competitor. That's what I like about Justin. He's about his business. But to answer your question, I definitely have.
You didn't stutter. But so he came up to you and used that moment to challenge you to get better.
Yes.
Is what you're saying.
Definitely.
No, that's leadership. I can only imagine what it's like to have Khalil Mack walk in a room for you, right? And then Derwin James on top of it. What's the best or the most important thing that you picked up in your rookie season, whether it's from them or just in general about you learning your craft?
I would really just be like staying ready because knowing that it's a long season.
Yes.
There's a lot of games, a lot of things can happen. So I'm really just being ready when the opportunity is there and then maximizing your opportunity because you never know what could happen. You never know how the season's going to go. You never know what role you're going to get shifted into. And then really just understanding where to be and when to be there. And then the biggest thing I would say, like Coach Minter always tells me, like, don't chase plays. Like, don't try to force plays to happen. Because, like, within the defense that we run or within any defense, certain guys are schemed up to make the play. So don't try to chase plays or force things to happen. That's when bad things happen. So really just be where you're supposed to be when you're supposed to be there, and you'll get the reward for it.
Well, I mean, you've lived out a dream of mine and also his over there, and Mike Del Tufo, fellow New Jerseyite, maybe anybody else, and that is you've scored in Yankee Stadium, correct?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
You took it to the house in the Pinstripe Bowl, correct?
Yeah.
And I imagine you had most of South Jersey in that building that day to watch you do
Probably
it.
like
Right?
25 people there. A lot of people.
What was that like, scoring in Yankee Stadium?
It was kind of crazy because that whole year, that was my first year on punt return. So I'm catching punts. I'm getting like 5, 6, 7 yards, not fair catching, getting blown up. Like a lot of crazy stuff was happening. So I would just tell myself, like, when is the breakthrough going to happen? Like, when am I going to take one at distance? So Yankee Stadium, we're playing Virginia Tech, Pinstripe Bowl. We get a stop on defense. They kick me the ball. I just catch it. And then I didn't, like, my body just moved to the right. I moved, I missed the first guy. He missed me. I don't know how. And then after that, like, if you really look at the play, there was great blocking. So I got to shout out my teammates.
Nice.
Just like great blocking. All I had to do was not get tackled and just run. But like once I scored, I still couldn't really believe it. It didn't really seem real. But then like after the game, once you see it on the internet and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But in the moment, it was like, wow. Punt return.
That's right. In Yankee Stadium.
Definitely.
For someone from New Jersey, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Well, congrats on everything that's happened for you and with you so far. Say hello to everybody across the way. Yeah.
Hello, everybody.
Tell Jim I said hi. He's one of my favorite people on the planet. Being a Wolverine. He was my first quarterback when I went to University of Michigan.
Seriously?
Yeah. It was his senior year. It was my freshman year.
That's what's up.
Yeah, that is what's up. And he took he took out Ohio State. He took Michigan to the Rose Bowl, and it was awesome. Yeah.
Look at that. Now you guys are 5 minutes away from each other.
We are 5 minutes away from each other, but we still bleed maize and blue, and now obviously powder blue and yellow for you guys. Congrats on that. Just don't be a stranger. Come back across the way.
Yes, sir.
Tell everyone I said hi.
I appreciate it.
We got Tarheeb Still here on The Rich Eisen Show. Catch The Rich Eisen Show live weekdays from 12 to 3 p.m. Eastern on Roku Sports Channel in the U.S.